Okay, guys, so here today we're going to be talking about UFC 272. With that being said, there is talks of the Battle of the Raphaels being scheduled to be the co-main on this card, but for now we have Edson Barboza and Bryce Mitchell as the co-main. So we're not too sure if the Battle of the Raphaels is going to take place on this card yet. With that being said, the top 3 fights on this card already that are presented to us is Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira, Edson Barboza versus Bryce Mitchell, as I just said, and Jorge Masvaral versus Covington. I'm going to give you guys my predictions on all 3 of these fights, so let's start off with the Kevin Holland versus Alex Oliveira fight. I'm not too familiar with Alex Oliveira, so I'm not going to speak too much on this fight. I do anticipate Kevin Holland pulls this one off. He is just a very tricky fighter. If you guys watch his fight against Jacare Souza, he is able to finish the fight in just so many different ways, in so many different places. It's just impressive, to say the least. With that being said, Alex Oliveira does have a lot of experience, but if you guys look at their records, Kevin Holland basically has equal amount of wins. He has 21 wins and Alex Oliveira has 22. Alex Oliveira has a whole lot of losses though, so it's looking like it's going to be Kevin Holland's night. With that being said, let's get right into the co-main event. Edson Barboza versus Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell is definitely going to be able to pull this one off if he can get it to the ground. It's going to be hard for him to be able to even get it to the ground though. Edson Barboza is a dangerous striker. He is very experienced too. He has faced some of the best in the featherweight division and in the lightweight division. So this fight taking place in the featherweight division, it's going to be hard for Edson because I guarantee you it's not going to be an easy weight cut. But I am anticipating that Bryce Mitchell does pull this one off in probably the second or third round. It's not going to be a quick performance from him. He is going to probably submit Edson, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can beat this high level of competition. If he can beat Edson, then he can beat almost anyone in the featherweight division. But it's going to be very interesting, so stay tuned for it. Definitely don't miss that one. The Battle of the Raphaels, as I said before, Rafael dos Anjos versus Rafael Fazeva. I definitely just messed his last name up, but I'm going to keep going. That fight could be taking place for the co-main event, but if that's the case, then that means this fight card's going to be even more stacked. We're going to have absolute wars the whole time. So that leads us right to Jorge Masvaral versus Covington. This one is very interesting because these two used to be best friends. I assume it's going to go Covington's way. The reason I say that is because he can outwork Jorge he can take him down, he can outstrike him, all that. It's going to be interesting though because I think Jorge is going to have some type of very special game plan for Kobe. He has seen Kobe at his best and at his worst, so he definitely knows a lot about Kobe that a lot of fighters don't know, and it's going to be very interesting to see if he can crack that code, if he can solve that puzzle, because Colby Covington is a very, very hard fighter to fight. When someone's putting that much pressure on you at all times, he doesn't let off the gas. It's really, really difficult. It's very annoying, to be honest. It's super difficult to keep repeatedly getting hit and not being able to solve it. So let's see if Jorge is able to solve that. But I'm definitely anticipating that it's going to go Kobe's way. I'm anticipating that it's going to go Bryce Mitchell's way. I'm anticipating that it's going to go Kevin Holland's way. And if the Battle of Raphaels happen, it's going to go Rafael Fazeva's way. I keep messing his last name up, I think, but I apologize. I appreciate you watching this. If you guys are interested in seeing more similar content, definitely go check out my channel. I have a bunch of weed education, drug education, top 10, top 25 movies, MMA/boxing, and much more. So I appreciate you watching this. Definitely stay blessed.